All right, my dears, let's chat about Paris. Not the Paris you find in dusty old guidebooks or on those predictable boat tours. Oh no, we're going somewhere much more interesting. We're diving into Pigalle, the heart and soul of Paris's adventurous side. A place where fantasy and reality get all mixed up, like a painting left out in the rain. Pigalle isn't afraid to show its true colours, even the bits that might make you blush a little. It's a mix of everything, a glamorous party of fun and art, of history and good times. So, grab a glass of something bubbly, and let me be your guide through the exciting maze of Pigalle. Trust me, sweethearts, this is one Parisian adventure you won't forget. Pigalle Square. Just saying the name gives me a little thrill. Picture this, a Parisian square lit up with colourful neon lights, filled with laughter, music, and the promise of a very special night. The air is buzzing with energy, a feeling you can almost touch. Street performers do their amazing tricks, their music mixing with the catchy tunes coming from the nightclubs. And those nightclubs, my dears, well, those are stories for another day. The Moulin Rouge, with its famous red windmill, is like a symbol of Paris at night, a reminder of how much the city loves a good show. But Pigalle Square is more than just a place to party. It's a place full of history, like a colourful tapestry made of different stories and dreams. During the day, Pigalle has a different kind of magic. The smell of fresh bread floats from the bakery, making you want a delicious croissant. People go about their daily lives, their chatter adding to the lively sounds of Pigalle. You might find a cute little cafe tucked away on a side street with tables outside, perfect for enjoying a coffee and watching the world go by. Or maybe you'll wander into one of the many art studios and galleries, showing off the work of artists, both famous and new. Yes, my dears, Pigalle is full of possibilities. Every little street and hidden alleyway has a story to tell about creativity, passion, and a love of life that is pure Parisian. Now, dears, let's be honest. Pigalle has a reputation, a certain something that makes it even more interesting. It's no secret that this is where Paris lets loose, where you leave your worries behind and follow your desires. We're talking, of course, about the red light district. This place has inspired so many artists, writers, and movie makers, a place that is both fascinating and a little bit scary. But let's not be too quick to judge. The red light district isn't just about what you might think, although there's certainly plenty of that. It's a complicated place, a little world of human desires and feelings. Behind the curtains and bright lights, there's a whole different world with its own rules and ways of doing things. It can be both exciting and a little unsettling, a place where fantasy and reality mix and where you see all sides of human experience. But let's not judge, my dears. Who are we to say what's right or wrong? Pigalle's red light district reminds us that desire is a part of being human. It's a place that makes us question our ideas and think about our own desires. And maybe, just maybe, that's why it's so interesting. So, next time you're in Pigalle, take a deep breath and let yourself get caught up in the energy of the red light district. Just remember, sweethearts, to be respectful to everyone you meet. Behind the costumes and makeup, these are real people with their own stories. And who knows, you might be surprised by the honesty and realness you find in this famous Parisian neighborhood. Chapter 3. More than just nightlife. Unveiling the top 5 gems of Paris. Now, my dears, I know what you're thinking. Pigalle is all very exciting, but there's more to Paris than just nightclubs and late nights, right? And you'd be absolutely right. Paris is a city full of amazing things, a treasure chest of art, culture, and history. So, let's step away from Pigalle for a moment and explore some of the other wonderful things this city has to offer. First up, my dears, is the famous Eiffel Tower. Yes, I know it's a bit obvious, but there's a reason why so many people visit it every year. The view from the top is simply amazing, a wide-open look at the city of lights that will take your breath away. Next, we have to visit the Louvre Museum, home to some of the most famous works of art in the world, including the mysterious Mona Lisa. Even if you're not a big art fan, walking through the Louvre is an experience you won't forget. And speaking of art, you can't go to Paris without visiting the Musée d'Orsay, which used to be a train station. Here you'll find a beautiful collection of Impressionist and Post-Impressionist paintings, including works by Monet, Renoir, and Van Gogh. But Paris isn't just about big monuments and famous museums. It's also a city of charming neighborhoods, each with its own special character. So rent a bike and take a leisurely ride through the streets of Le Marais, with its fashionable shops and historic buildings. Or get lost in the artistic atmosphere of Montmartre, the artist district on a hill overlooking the city. Chapter 4. Paris in Love, Unlocking the City's Romantic Heart. Ah, Paris, the city of love. It's a name that's been given to this enchanting city for a long time, and for good reason, my dears. Paris is just full of romance, from its charming streets to its grand boulevards and cozy cafes. But what makes Paris so romantic? Some say it's the city's beauty, the way the light shines on the Seine River at sunset, or the way the Eiffel Tower sparkles at night. Others say it's the city's history and art, the many love stories that have happened here. From the passionate love of Abelard and Heloise to the sad story of Romeo and Juliet, who, even though they were fictional, found their Parisian home at Shakespeare and Company Bookstore. Maybe it's the way Parisians are so stylish and sophisticated, the way they seem to be naturally romantic. Or maybe, just maybe, it's that special something, that hard-to-describe quality that makes Paris so captivating, so impossible to resist. Whatever the reason, there's no denying that Paris is a city that stays with you, that captures your heart and doesn't let go. It's a city that encourages you to slow down, to enjoy the moment, to appreciate the simple things in life. A city that makes you want to hold hands, to kiss under the moonlight, to whisper sweet nothings to your loved one. So, if you're looking for a city to spark your passion, to bring back the romance, or just to remind you of how beautiful love is, Paris is the place to be. Chapter 5. My Love for Paris, Your Guide to Navigating the City of Lights. Now, my dears, before I say goodbye, let's talk about the practical stuff. Visiting a new city can be a little scary, even one as lovely as Paris. So let me give you a few tips to make sure your Parisian adventure is truly magical. First things first, pack light. Paris is best explored on foot, so leave those big suitcases at home and bring a small bag instead. And speaking of shoes, my dears, comfort is important. Paris is a city for walking, so forget the high heels and choose some stylish but comfortable flats or sneakers. Trust me, your feet will thank you. When it comes to where to stay, Paris has lots of options for every budget. From fancy hotels to charming smaller hotels and cozy apartments, you'll definitely find the perfect place to stay during your visit. Now, let's talk about food, my dears. Paris is a food lover's dream, but eating out for every meal can get expensive. So, try a Parisian picnic. Go to a local bakery and get a fresh baguette, some cheese and some cured meats, and find a sunny spot in one of Paris's many parks. And speaking of parks, my dears, make sure to spend some time away from the busy city and enjoy the peace and quiet of nature. The Jardin du Luxembourg, the Tuileries Garden, and the Parc des Buttes-Chaumont are just a few of the many green spaces waiting for you in Paris. And finally, my dears, remember to be open to new experiences. Paris is full of surprises, so don't be afraid to explore and discover its hidden gems. So there you have it, my dears. A little look into the exciting and wonderful world of Pigalle and the city it belongs to. Paris is a treat for your senses, a place where history, art, and fun all come together to create unforgettable experiences. Remember, my dears, Paris is a city to be enjoyed slowly, like a fine wine or a delicious pastry. So take your time, explore its hidden corners, and let yourself fall in love with its charm. And who knows, you might just discover something new about yourself. Until next time, my dears, goodbye.